Hey, everybody, welcome to our ninth episode of our Facebook Live series. Crazy that we're on episode 9 now. But I want to give a big shout out, real quick, to our fabulous producer, Stephanie Liu, who produces this amazing Facebook Live series for the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference. And also to let you know, today we are speaking with Anesha Collins. So super excited. She's an MDM speaker that you're going to want to see while you're at the conference. She's a speaker and an educator that is passionately focused on empowering creative entrepreneurs and small businesses with the knowledge they need to be successful at video marketing and content creation, to really just help their brands grow and get that momentum, which for some of us, video can be kind of intimidating. We're not all the most skilled at it. So she's going to share some insights with us. But Anesha, can you tell us a bit more about your background?
Hi, yes, I am, as Brianna said already, I'm actually an award-winning wedding photographer and cinematographer that also specializes in video marketing. So I started in that field, but I eventually converted into commercial work, and that's where my video marketing skills really took off. So I'm sure we'll talk more in depth about that, but that's a little bit more about me.
Awesome. Very cool. That's very interesting that you guys started in wedding photography. A lot of my family's in the wedding business, so that's a small world. Awesome. Well, if you guys are joining us today, please comment from where you're joining us from. Right now, I'm in St. Louis. Anesha, where are you at?
I am currently in Orlando, Florida.
All right. Well, she's a lot warmer than here. We are the coldest day in March since 1980, I believe is what they said. So it is really cold today. And Stephanie's producing from, I believe, the West Coast. So we're all over the place right now. So share with us where you're at. We'd love to know. And also, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, make sure to comment in the chat below at any time during our live stream or afterwards, and we will make sure to get you an answer. All right, so we're going to dive into some questions now. My first one is, for those who haven't played around with Instagram TV, because as you guys may have seen in our description, we're going to talk about Instagram TV today. Can you tell everybody what it is?
So TV is like an in-app feature in the actual Instagram app that allows you to basically have longer form videos that are on your Instagram, or as they say, IGTV channel. So a lot of people will do things like a series or something really niche down or hyper specific topics that will go underneath the Instagram stories and Instagram TV.
Awesome. So what got you really interested in Instagram TV in particular?
Well, of course, I love video marketing. So when I started to see oh my gosh, there's an actual designated space where you can put some really good, what I like to call evergreen content there. That was the first thing. And then the second thing was, for someone that doesn't have, a massive following, I would say I have a pleasant following, but I don't focus on vanity metrics for that. I really focus on engaging and connecting. But for people who have less than 10,000 followers, there are a lot of features that you can get of those that have more followers. And so once I started discovering that and really coming up with a strategy to put on IGTV for that, I was like, I'm on to something. And one thing that I do a lot is I totally believe in paid advertising. I do think it has its place. But once I started learning how to really optimize organic marketing, I've really started seeing how IGTV works really well with that. And I just kept staying in that lane and trying things and A/B testing and going, okay, this works, this doesn't work. And that's all she wrote.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's still a new thing for a lot of marketers. So
Yes.
They're really still like, oh, how do I get into this? For marketers and for businesses, how can they use Instagram TV, especially if they're not really familiar with it?
Right. I mean, oh my gosh, I feel like I would have an endless list, but just to give a few, it's definitely a place that you can connect on. I love the fact that, like, unlike YouTube, you already have a following. So it's really a matter of just people knowing that you're placing content there, because there are still some people who don't even know, like, how to find IGTV, don't know how to use it, don't know that it exists. So I think the first thing is always connecting, because I tell people if you can connect with your target audience with content that they actually want, then the rest comes conversion, sales, no, all of that comes, after it. But I think people are like, I want to convert, I want to sell. And it's like, but they don't know you like that
Mhm.
to trust you or buy from you. So connecting is the first. Then, of course, engaging would be the second. You can definitely use it to educate people. I did a video. It was a random, like, you know what? I really want to talk about this topic. It was not planned at all. And I use a content planner. And I just talked about, like, getting over the fear of being on camera, recorded the video on my DSLR because I wanted a little more quality than just the iPhone, even though that's great. And, added my little assets, and it took off. It just literally took off. So I think that, education is a great way to use IGTV as well. Of course, converting. So if you have a product, you can create a promo and use some backlinks or short links, which, again, I'm sure we'll talk about that maybe on here, or I'm definitely going to talk about it during the conference. I don't want to give away too much because then you guys won't come. Uh, Again, I talked about the building trust. You can definitely host a series. I've seen a lot of people have success with that, and it brings people back to your content, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I want more. And again, I think the biggest thing for me is those hidden features that you can get if you're using it the right way when you have less than 10,000 followers. So those are just a few ways that businesses can use IGTV.
That's very cool. So for Instagram TV, is are there like specific limitations? Is it like long-term video? I'm sorry, long form video, only short form video?
Mm.
I personally have not been had a chance to dive into this, so I am very excited to learn more about it as well. But just kind of giving people an idea versus, if they were to do Instagram stories, they might be used to, but they may not know the limitations or the requirements for Instagram TV.
Right. So you broke up a little bit, so I apologize if I
Oh, that's
didn't
okay.
hear the last part.
So just curious on the different formats that you can use.
Okay, so it's definitely a platform. That's the thing. Like, you can do what you want on it. I mean, with respect, but you can post a video as short as, like, I'd say 15 to 30 seconds, and
Oh,
as long as like 10 minutes. I know there are different limitations depending on, like, your following and things like that. That's why I'm saying, like, learning more about what you can do with your access and your profile features and settings is a great place to start. But you can definitely do short or long. You want to use the correct format. So what I'm noticing, and I did try this when I first started, I used to post just the horizontal video of a video I already did, kind of being lazy, trying it out. And it didn't do anything. And then I started taking that same content, either re-recording it vertically or just, like, formatting it vertically from the original video, and it started picking up, like, I can't even compare the difference between who wasn't
wow.
watching. So I would definitely say, I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to go vertical. It's just that what we're used to. It's the way that the eye is trained to watch, videos on your phone. I mean, think about it. Even when you're watching Netflix, you don't keep the screen small to watch the movie, like in this little square box. You usually flip your phone, and you get to watch it in full screen. So it's kind of the same thing, except it's just vertical, having your footage and content formatted to fit within that window. So I would just say that trying that is one place to start, and then also making sure that you have, like, titles that are answering questions. I know this is a good thing for YouTube too, with search engine optimization, is now the crawlers are looking for titles that are like, for example, how do I live stream? Like, they're looking for the question format exactly like
Yeah.
that, versus before we would come up with these, like, extra titles to sound all fancy schmancy. They're not looking for that anymore. They want that humanization. And I think IGTV is a great way to bring that back too.
Very cool. Yeah, and that goes back to what we've kind of talked with some other speakers, is you just having the right type of content and the right format for the right platform. You can't, as much as it's easy to just reuse it across all platforms,
Yeah.
you got to use it the right way,
Yeah.
and in the right format that people are going to want to interact with it.
Yeah. And
Um,
now
mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and now Instagram, if you haven't noticed, I know sometimes people don't get all the updates and features at the same time, but
Hmm.
they're really pushing now to show that there's an IGTV. Like they're pushing it, they're making it more visible. You can also take a minute of your video and put it into your actual feed, so people will see like that first minute, and then it forces them to go to your IGTV channel so they can see your whole video. So let's say you uploaded like a 3-minute video to IGTV, it will upload the first minute and then link them to watch the full video on your actual channel. So I think that's like really cool.
That is really cool and very helpful of
Yeah.
them to
Mm-hmm.
just provide that option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so for those that are doing, like, obviously they're, we're very excited about Instagram TV, but in video marketing in general, do you see any trends that you think are going to be happening this year, or that you see coming up in regards to video marketing?
Definitely. Well, you already know what we're doing right now, live streaming. And I know Stephanie Lou, if you guys know her, which you should, she even has a course, lights, camera, action. Stephanie, I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I don't think I did, but definitely check out her course on that. If you want to have like this like elaborate broadcast, like she's the one I'm like telling people, go there. That's where you want to go for that. So definitely, yeah, definitely live streaming. Definitely Instagram stories. The funny thing is the feed is not going away, but there's talks of it becoming less important because, Facebook is running that as well. So, but Instagram stories is where people are at, and then they're going to see like what's on your feed or what's, on your channel or what's on your website, whatever you're linking them out to. So definitely use Instagram stories. I just did a challenge in my group because of course I teach video marketing, and people were just like, I'm afraid to get on camera. And so the challenge was literally using Instagram stories for 28 days. I mapped out everything they had to do. So literally all they had to do was just go like this, say what they had to say and load it, and that was it. I even gave them graphics. Like I did it. I made it so easy. It was almost like if you don't
can't
do it, it's
not
because you
do
don't want
this.
to. Yeah. And the testimonials that I've received, just the feedback on me, some people who were just like frightened to just sit in front of the camera, the transformation they've had is so phenomenal. And the funny thing is, that challenge wasn't on my original like lesson plan because I actually mapped out what I want to teach. But I had sat back and I was like, there's something missing. I feel like I need to give them something else. And my brain was just like, do a challenge. I'm like, okay, do a challenge on Instagram stories because that's what you're really trying to get them to go to anyway. And it worked out. Like they want to do another one for March. And that wasn't even the plan. So it really helped people to get on camera. So definitely live streaming, Instagram stories, storytelling through video is a big one. So whether you're using company commercials or an about me or blogging, or even on a blog, you can storytell through that. There's so many ways that you can do that, but consumers want to really know now, like, who's behind the business and the why. There's no more where even a CEO to an extent can hide behind the camera and not show their face. Like, people want to see who is
Like
behind.
that transparency, that
Correct.
really connecting. It's
Yeah.
those funny commercials are funny for
Yeah.
10 seconds, but if you really want to captivate your audience and connect, you have to be more transparent and more raw. And I think that's maybe hopefully would help people get over the fears that you don't have to be perfect on live. It's live. Things happen.
Yeah, I've literally had, like, I'll be all like, oh, this is going to be the best live ever, and I've got the lighting right, and then my dog will just hop right off the couch and
yeah. Doorbell
and
rings, something.
Yeah.
Before this, my smoke detector batteries were going out, so it's beeping. I'm like, of course it is. Why would it not be? But it's real and it's authentic, and I think people react better to that than they do something that's so planned and put together. It's hard to connect with that.
And also, Generation Z is also the type of generation where they don't all that fluff. They don't want to see that. They want to see, like, they almost want to just sit right next to you and run your business with you. Like, okay, now I'll buy. Like, they want to be that inside of it. And so the best way to do that is through video. And I know a lot of people, I get this question a lot too. People are like, why would I get on video if you're teaching everyone to get on video? But that's exactly why you should. Because,
Yep.
for example, I'm just going to use Stephanie because it's easy. Her and I can shoot the same exact commercial, like script and all. It's going to resonate differently because we connect differently. You know what I mean? People are going to look at her and look at me, and one might like her, one might like me, or vice versa. They may not
Yep.
like her, they may not like me. So again, that's why I tell people, like, video is actually what you want to do, because it actually does create more authenticity and that know, like, and trust factor. And I really believe stuff like live streaming and more video content, I think it kind of skips like the phases that a consumer has to go through before they make a purchase. You know, especially like when I talk about the wedding industry, I talk about like how brides are up all night long when you're sleeping. So if they're on your website and they're looking at like your company commercial or even your blog that might have video content on it, they're getting to know you while you're drooling on your pillow. And and then they call you the next morning and they're like, "Hey, I want you." And you're like, "I didn't even have to do anything." And so get your contracts ready, get all of that, get your workflow in order for that next booking step, because video marketing done the right way, like, I really believe it cuts all those phases in half, if not jumps to the booking phase quicker.
Yeah. Well, I mean that completely makes sense. You know, the way you explained it is they don't have to go through that process of meeting you and getting to know you and feeling like they know your personality and if you connect, because they may have already done that because you had a Facebook Live and you recorded it and posted it to your website, and they're like, "Oh, I love her. I want to work with her."
Yeah,
It skips a whole step.
Yeah, I literally was in the store the other day looking for a dress for a conference I'm doing, and it was kind of funny, but someone in my group, okay, so they're in my Facebook group, literally we're in the same aisle, and she goes, "Anesha," and so my initial reaction was, I didn't do it, like, just playing around, you know. And she's like, she, told me her name. She's like, "I'm in your Facebook group." I was like, "Oh yeah," because now we skipped that. So it's like, you know what I mean? Now we're just talking in the middle of the aisle, and her daughter was all like talkative with me as well. And so it broke that awkwardness that we used to have back in the day, which was like, "I don't know you. Can I even trust you?" Like, you know what I mean? They get to hear and see, and, I think the next best thing would be that you can smell someone through video, but you know what I mean? But those
One
other
day.
things, hearing and seeing, yeah, I know that would be creepy too, but but hearing and seeing, like, you're halfway there, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I love, there's so many reasons why I love video. Like, another thing too is I believe it avoids emotional manipulation, because you really can't fake on video. You know what I mean? Like, right now I have a piece of hair on one of these sides because the camera's distorted. That's frizzy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it's like, I feel like for people that struggle with feeling salesy, which I hear a lot, video marketing is like a really great way to, like, cut that.
Yeah. I agree. Awesome. Well, let's take a quick jump and take a quick sneak peek at what you guys can expect at MDMC 19 coming up next month already. And then we will get a sneak peek a bit more into what Anisha's going to talk about in her session. So let's take a look. All right. Hi, everybody. We are back. And so that gave you a bit of a sneak peek at what to expect at the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference happening this April. Our breakout sessions will be the 17th and 18th, but we'll also have the EQ Leadership Summit on April 15th and the pre-conference workshops on the 16th. So much happening. But let's find out a little bit more, Anisha, about what people can expect to learn in your session. I know we've kind of covered a bunch of awesome Instagram TV things, but can you tell us a bit more about what they would learn?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So I'm definitely going to focus on best practices when using IGTV, organic engagement, and organic advertising or marketing. I know people like to mix those. They're not the same. So I'm definitely talking about that. Content ideas. So basically what you can do like right now using IGTV, which the cool thing about my content ideas is that you can take them to other social platforms. You know, if you like, hey, I really like this, so I can do this on Facebook, I can do this on YouTube, or I can do this on Pinterest. So that's the cool thing. I have about 35 of them that you'll be able to use. So you won't be stuck with like, I don't know where to start. And they kind of go like basic to intermediate. So like you won't have ideas. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. It's definitely usable, that, you know, ideas and content that you can use. Definitely talking about content distribution, because there are ways that you can get more views on your IGTV that I'm not going to tell you right now because you have to come to the conference. But yeah, you have to, because it's new. So there are different things that you want to do to make sure that your content is being seen. And I'll share like part of it. So you have to still come for the beginning part. But basically, I'm going to encourage you to definitely have an email list, because with the algorithm changes that happen, people don't always see your content, but you can always tell them that you have content on IGTV using your email list. That's all I'm going to say, but that's not the full part. So you can't do it yet. You have to come and hear.
Perfect. Well, I'm excited. So I would assume a lot of people who are trying to pick their sessions for MBMC, or if they should attend MBMC, this alone, hello, Instagram TV. Most of us don't know about it, so you're going to want to come learn about it. I want to give a quick shout out to Mike Alton, Hannah, Courtney, and Roger, who are all attending and commenting. Thank you for giving lots of shout outs. If you have any questions, again, make sure to put them in the comments. But obviously now we have a great sneak peek and we're all excited. And who would you say would your session best be for? So we have a lot of sessions at the conference, probably almost 80, if not more. I feel like we keep adding some. So when they're trying to create their schedule, how would they know like this is the right session for them to attend?
I would say if you are trying to be innovative, if you want to be in business for the next 5 to 10 years and market to the next generation that has a lot of influence on buying power, which is Generation Z. If you are a beginner, meaning you've never used IGTV, you don't even know where to find it in the app. And I'm not making fun. I mean, that's really, some people say like, we have IGTV. So if that's you, I would definitely say that this session is for you. If you like video marketing in general, and maybe you do have some experience, because sometimes I go to classes that I have experience in, but hearing different perspectives gives you new ideas and ideas and stuff like that. So if that's you, I would definitely say that this is for you. I teach from a beginner level with the intention for you to grow and optimize, as much as possible. So I won't make you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't know where to start. I'm definitely giving you a roadmap, literally, of how you can use IGTV to convert in your business and different ways that you can use it.
Awesome. And would this, in your opinion, be applicable to B2C, B2B, nonprofits? Would it, is it kind of for everybody?
I was to say, that's a great question. Honestly, I think IGTV is for everyone, but of course, you need to know who your target audience is. You don't want to be marketing this, it's so wide where you're not really reaching anyone. But to answer your question, I think you can use this tool or this resource for any of them for sure.
Awesome. So that's the thing to think about if you are working on your schedule. Look at that. And, so if you are a nonprofit and you're trying to come up with something, this could be a great way to leverage video in a new way you haven't. Or if you're a small business or an entrepreneur or B2C or anything like that. So that's awesome. So a lot of people could attend this session because I don't think there's a lot of Instagram TV experts out there yet. We're all still learning.
Yeah, I was just at WPPI in Vegas, and the amount of people that I talked to about using IGTV, they were looking at my channel like, oh, yeah, and I was like, you're not using it? They're like, that. Yeah, so it's this, I would say this is the best time to probably actually start using it, because I would even say like a lot of bigger brands aren't using it as much as they should or even yet, but once they start to, then it becomes harder for like the smaller businesses or the smaller platform holders to be seen. But if you've already got content out there, and of course I'll share with you like strategies, title linking, hashtags, all of that good stuff, but if you already have strategies out there for your IGTV content, like you can find yourself being right up there with the bigger businesses, because remember, they're going to hire people to do that for them, and they're going to put in as much money as possible to push it. But with smaller businesses, you have to do a little bit more work. So now's the time to like map out your content, get it on there, and start sharing it, and get over getting afraid of being on camera. People are
It's
going
not
to
as
see you
scary as you
anyway.
think. It's
No.
not as scary as you think.
Yeah.
So you mentioned just some small businesses like getting into it. Do you have any real quick any like tips for small businesses in using video marketing? Because in addition to just being scared about being on video, a lot of people are just scared because they're like, video, it's too much. It's I can take a picture, but I can't do a video.
Right. So my tip first would be, again, I know I keep saying this and some people like, she just said that. That's the point. Like know your audience. You know what I mean? If I came on here and I started talking about like race cars and that's not what you guys are here for today, you would disconnect. You'd probably leave the live because you're like, what the heck is this? I didn't sign up for that. So you need to know your audience, know what kind of content they want. And I would definitely, start there with user generated content. Then be consistent. So that is not just coming up with content, all the time, but show up when you're supposed to, and then be consistent with your value. I think sometimes when people hear about consistency, they're thinking like how the video has to look, or I have to load Monday, Wednesday, whatever your schedule that you pick. I don't think that's the only part of consistency. Excuse me, consistency. Say that fast. I think that, being quality driven, like I know that this video that I'm working on has quality. Like, don't just create a video, just be like, yep, I loaded on Wednesday, I loaded on Friday, I met my schedule. Like, you're actually harming your audience by putting out stuff that they don't want or they don't need. So that would be my first tip. Definitely use a planner. When I first started doing video, it was like random ideas and I didn't really have a strategy. I didn't. And then I sat down. I actually have a planner that I made, and that's how I map out all of my content. And I'll talk about this as well during the conference. But, using categories or having like an umbrella topic and then going from there. Don't just randomly have videos that don't relate to either your niche or your audience, because that's where people mess up. And they're like, oh, I just want to get on video. And then you have somebody who made like a really crappy video on their cell phone, but they know what their audience wants, and it like goes viral or connects. And you're like, but I just spent like 60 grand on a whole production and it went nowhere. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say like those are probably 3 things that I would want to leave you with tip wise, just to kind of get like the wheels turning for, getting video marketing into your business. And honestly, by 2021, video marketing is going to be the #1 marketing method. So start now. I mean, I say this gracefully. Some people are already behind if you don't have anything, but it's still 2019, so you have time. So don't wait anymore. Don't let the fear of, getting on camera or what if so-and-so is talking. No offense. Stephanie has a great course. She talks about, live streaming. There's elements of my content where I talk about live streaming because I teach video marketing, right? But that doesn't stop me from teaching it, because I may know something different. She may know something different. So don't feel like, oh man, so-and-so's, a hairdresser and so am I, or a non-for-profit for like, I don't know, maybe children with cancer or something like that, you know what I mean? And now you're like, oh, I can't go live because they go live. But like, you never know how your message will resonate because it's coming from you. Like, no one can deliver the message the way you do on that topic.
So true. So just attend your session and get the tips, and then get started with video so you're not terrified. In addition to your session, and obviously when you're not prepping for your session, who are you excited to see when you come to the conference?
Okay, so this is going to sound like I'm fangirling. I am a little bit, but I've never met Stephanie in person. I'm really like inspired by her. So she's someone that I hope I can, like, our times don't cross as far as like teaching. I really, really would love to just sit in and just like soak up her energy. I think she's phenomenal.
Fabulous.
Yes. I love that she's a female that's doing it. You know, a lot of people that are in tech, or like even in my industry, you know, with visuals, they tend to be males, and she's like number one like resource, knows what she's doing. So I'm excited to hear her, Jenna. There's some other people that I didn't really like get their names down, but just their topic I have like on radar. And then there's one other speaker that I'm on the video marketing panel with, and she does this really cool series on YouTube called Video Snacks. And I think that, first of all, that idea was so amazing, and I was like, oh, I have to hear her speak too, because she kind of takes like the business, like behind the scenes, what people don't talk about, and she literally turns them into like little snack bites that kind of help encourage and motivate you. And I was like, that's so innovative, that's different. And that's what I mean about video. Like, you can do something so different that no one else is doing on your level or the way you're doing it, and that alone will help you stand out. I do that with my wedding business. I do a live show on Thursdays. I have literally had brides who, I hate to say this, but it's true. Like, they'll message me and be like, my photographer is not as busy as you. I don't think I want them anymore. I like you better just for me going live. Like, so imagine if you had a show where you went live once a week or once a month, which is once a month is 12 times a year. And, and you book more simply from that.
From
you know
video,
what I mean? Like, so there's just all this endless stuff. I feel like I could talk about this forever.
I know. Me too. And there's a lot. Definitely a video marketing panel. We have, video is definitely something that's growing more and more, and we're bringing more in for the conference. If you are interested in more live streaming, Stephanie, Lou, we are both fangirling, so I always do pretty much every episode. She is doing a live streaming workshop about this remote live streaming, which we're doing today, which is always crazy. Like I said, we're all across the country and we're having a live stream. So there's a lot of different video that we're definitely trying to bring in, like resources for the conference. So if you haven't registered, definitely get on that. We are, I guess, like 6 weeks out maybe from the conference, and which is just crazy to me, but it is April 15th through the 18th. The breakout sessions are the 17th and the 18th. Tickets are $169 and they go up a little bit, but we are very affordable, so get your ticket. I will say that workshops are selling out, and our VIP tickets are also selling out soon. They're going pretty fast. I don't know when I'm going to make the announcement that they're officially sold out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in a week or two. So make sure to get those if you want to get in for those passes. And let me check to see if we have any questions. Let's see. Hi, Olivia. Thanks for joining. Awesome. Well, we don't have any questions right now, but if anybody has any questions later, please shoot them into the comments, and we'll get back to you, whether it's about Instagram TV or Anesha's session or just a general MDMC question. Just leave it in the comments for us, and make sure to join us next Monday, same time, same place, and don't forget to get your ticket at MDMC. I'll see you guys next week.